early on in our marriage, Kim and I would have been a very clear stereotype of pointing the finger across the table and saying, she would say of me very fairly, she'd say, because you didn't have money as a kid, and now that you have some measure of financial capital, you are the spender in our family and I'm the saver. And we take up these roles out of a position of conflict, almost like in the first inning of play in our marriage in our 20s. And for us, we had 5 children in 10 years, so we barely knew where our checkbook was, much less balanced that checking account. But we took up roles. I was the spender, and Kim was there to hold me back from that. And there's nothing wrong with spending. There's nothing wrong with being frugal and self-controlled. But when we align ourselves as enemies in a marriage because of a particular behavior and a particular stereotype, I mean, in my opinion, those marriages miss out on what we think the promised land is, which are, I use words like contentment and significance with the people I work with. And when they hear those words for the first time, often I get laughter or silence because they think that promised land doesn't exist. Because money is one of those unique storehouses of power. Let's be honest with each other. Like, if I showed you how much money I had as a 22-year-old, or I showed you how much money I had now, those are just different ones and zeros. But there's an immediate effect when we're vulnerable about our money that has actual influence. It's potent, not just in the marriage, but certainly at the center of the marriage is this really distinct awareness for an individual that happens to be in a relationship where, especially if one is of incredible means and the other is of no means, which would have been my story,